Hello again. Going to show you on this recording the head and shoulder and the inverse head and shoulder as a reversal patterns. These are one of my favorite patterns because they are so common on the currency market, and actually you can find them from a lower time frame. There is a 5-minute chart in the higher time frame, even on the weekly and the monthly chart. I'm going to present you today two examples, one on a weekly chart and one on the 4-hour chart. This is a Great Britain Pound US dollar chart 4-hour, and I would like to show you a classical example of an inverse head and shoulder. There is a reversal pattern price trying to reverse from the bottom and trying to move to the upside. Now a head and shoulder or an inverse head and shoulder has three components, actually 4 components, but it depends on how you look at things. For example, one of the most important elements of the head and shoulder is the neckline. Drawing a correct neckline is key to drawing proper the entire pattern. From my point of view, in here on the Great Britain Pound US dollar, we have an inverse head and shoulder, and an inverse head and shoulder it is being characterized by having a head. The head usually is the spike. So head, this is the head. Let's make it of a higher degree so that we know what we are talking about. So this is a head. Then it has a left shoulder. And of course that it has a right shoulder. Now if you have a left shoulder and a right shoulder and the neck and the head, then you should have the neckline, and this is the neckline. And usually, but not mandatory, usually the neckline, after the breaking point has occurred, the neckline it is being retested, but not mandatory. Some people wait for the neckline to be retested, and this will never come if the pattern it is powerful. Now what to look? Let's put a shape a little bit on our shoulders in here. So 3 elements: left shoulder, right shoulder, and the head. Now this is a reversal pattern, and being a reversal pattern should be treated as such. The minimum objective or the measure move for the inverted head and shoulder or head and shoulder, it is the distance from the high or from the low in this case till the neckline. But if the neckline it is not in a horizontal position, don't try to go for the measure move like this, but try to go for the measure move something like 90 degrees. Try to find a 90 degrees angle on the neckline. Copy the line, copy the measure move, put it on the breaking point, and there you go. Put a number on it, and this should be your put a number on it like this, and this should be your measure move for the inverse head and shoulder. And as you can see in here, it is already done. Now this is the minimum objective because inverse head and shoulder and head and shoulders are reversal patterns. It doesn't mean that the price won't go and make a new high or even go like this. But if you are to trade it, look for the neckline to be broken, so you see it has consolidated in here, trying to push things higher and higher and higher, failing. And then after that it is just retesting it once, twice, only to find enough energy to count for the measured move. But to keep into consideration also that the higher the time frame the inverse head and shoulder or the head and shoulder pattern appears, the stronger the patterns. One thing that the traders forget to take into consideration, they needs to take into consideration, is the time element used for the left shoulder and right shoulder to consolidate. Look for resemblings between the two, patterns, between the left shoulder and the right shoulder. The more they resemble, the powerful the pattern. For example, in here, measure the time taken. Like take a vertical line. For example, let's change the color so that we can actually see it. So take measure the time taken for the left shoulder like this, something like this. So this is the left shoulder. Put the same line on the same time on the right shoulder in here, okay? And you know that this being the time element, you know that you are looking for this kind of a move in terms of time taken to appear on the right shoulder as well, okay? Now in here it wasn't the case, but look for the similarities between. So actually the left shoulder should look something like this, and if you apply this in here, it looks more likely, something like this. See? So the left shoulder and the right shoulder consolidate in almost the same time, having almost the same amplitude, and then on a break it should go towards the measure move. So look for all these elements. The more the left and the right shoulder resembles, the more powerful the pattern. The higher the time frame, the most powerful the pattern. Now this is a 4-hour chart on the Great Britain pound US dollar, but I also have here a euro dollar weekly chart, which is quite actual, and I posted such an analysis also on the website, so you might check to see how I did the drawings. But this one in here might be an inverse head and shoulder as well, an inverse head and shoulder with, take a look in here, with this being the left shoulder, time taking for the left shoulder to consolidate being like this, and if you measure the time taken for the left shoulder to consolidate and trying to project it on the right shoulder in here, this is a potential right shoulder, and put it a measure move in here. Actually you are seeing that the left shoulder and right shoulder are quite similar, and let's put a shape on it so that we know that this is the left shoulder and then the right shoulder and then the head in here. So right there, that this is the head, and then in here this is being called a left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder. And the measured move for the pattern actually is from the lows in here, go from the lows, not like this to the neckline, but try to find a 90-degree angle, and the measured move comes from the moment of break, something like this. So you might say that the measured move is already done, or it depends how you put this one from exactly the lows in here till the 90-degree. So you might say that it is not done. From my point of view, I wouldn't try to chase this one higher based on this, but remember that it is not mandatory. Sorry about that. It is not mandatory for the neckline to be tested after the breakout, but it is happening. So it might be that this is only, so this is an inverse head and shoulder. This is only breaking, retested, and then looking to go for the minimum objective. Now this was a weekly chart, but they are extremely common even on smaller time frames. I gave you 2 examples of inverse head and shoulder, but the same pattern, the head and shoulder, is to be found when price is reversing from a top. And as far as I know, on a 4-hour chart, let me go on the 4-hour chart. We had a nice example recently in here. As you can see, this is a nice inverse head and shoulder. This is a nice head and shoulder this time. Sorry. So head and shoulder this time, with the left shoulder in here, the head, the right shoulder, and then the measured move or the minimum objective for it to be this one. And you see, it is already completed by the moment of break. And let's put a number. This is the number for it. So inverse head and shoulders, reversed and head and shoulders are extremely common on the currency market. look for the head and shoulders pattern to show a correlation. I mean, in time, amplitude, severity, demand levels between the two shoulders, and to be the most powerful patterns, these ones. The same book recommendation I have, Martin J. Pring, as Technical Analysis Explained. Next chapter will deal with the rising wedge and the falling wedge patterns, so important patterns, those one too, so don't miss that one. Please have a great day.